Quincy has his own show, so Google it on YouTube. Quincy, I know you've dealt with this topic, so how good is the Browns secondary? What do you think?
It's a really good and really deep unit when you look at what they have out there. I mean, Greedy Williams is really solid, and he's probably going to be the fourth or fifth guy that the Browns have, considering, maybe Martin Emerson gets some playing time this year. But you look at Denzel, you look at Greg Newsome, A.J. Green III is another guy to look out for. That was really solid in the rotation, and you just see a bevy of defensive backs that are good. Like that's what Joe Woods needed. Remember when he really struggled defensively in 2020? It's because they just didn't have the depth there at defensive back, and that's when this defense was at its worst under the Joe Woods era. And it's interesting because now we're at like 3 years. It's a legitimate era of Joe Woods here. But we've seen, as the defensive back room has gotten deeper and more talented last year, what a difference that made for the defense down the year. And that's only going to be amplified by them adding more players. The secondary is where this defense is built. This is a defense built from the top to the bottom. They have Myles Garrett, so they don't really stress that much about the defensive line, but they really have put a lot of effort into getting a lot of DBs. And I think they have a ton of really, really solid defensive backs on this roster. And that's not even factoring what they have at the safety position, which I think is pretty good too.
Yeah, and Andrew Berry said you can't have enough defensive backs in a passing league, and he's trying to live by that word.